So as Christians, the Bible calls us not to be prideful, but rather to be humble.
I too am extraordinarily humble.
Though I would say at times people struggle with making sure they're confident and sure and faithful without being prideful. So stay tuned today on this video and on this channel as we talk about how to be humble as a Christian. So welcome back to Faith Like That. We are glad to have you here as we talk about today on this video, Christian humility. So Christian humility is a virtue which, when we come down to boil down to what it really means, it is that you're putting others before yourself. And specifically, you're putting God, His purpose, His work, His kingdom before yourself and your own desires and wants. And you're really denying yourself to make sure that others and God are before you and your own desires, and not being selfish and prideful in that. So at times it is difficult when we consider that, especially in this world. We want to be meek, we want to be humble, but we don't want to be run over and used and abused, or not even seem confident or faithful, which we are called to be faithful and to not be afraid. Even Joshua 1:9 says, be ye strong and courageous, right? We want to be that, but we don't want to be overly prideful and, I guess, toxic in the way that we do that. So we want to talk about that today, because there is a balance there, right? We do want confidence, we do want faith, we do want to believe, we do want to walk tall and believe that God is going to do some things and do the things He promised, and He's going to have our back. But we do also want to deny ourselves and put God and others before us. So let's talk about that.
Yes, I would love to.
We see in the Bible that in the Gospels that Jesus washed the disciples' feet. Now, Jesus, being who He is, the Son of God, the Messiah, the one who came to die for us and gave His life and shed His blood for us, the one who was before Adam, the Word Himself, God in the flesh, part of the triune Godhead, He came down and He lowered Himself to a position that His disciples wouldn't even take themselves. They refused to wash each other's feet when they should have there at the supper, right? Jesus said that this that I do, you should do also. You should serve other people. You shouldn't worry about your standing among other people, because that might be overly prideful when that pride keeps you from serving and putting others before yourself. Because people who serve other people are always lifted up and put in a position because of the service and what they do for others.
Really? I mean, how do you know?
And if you don't get the position that you want, that's okay, because the position you'll get in the kingdom and with God is going to be much better than anything that anyone can give you here, because you are showing pride and you're putting yourself at the top. So just like Jesus, to lower yourself to touch another man's dirty, stinky, nasty feet and even scrub and wash him between his toes, we should be able to serve other people and put them ahead of ourselves. And we want to talk about really what that looks like in our everyday life. How is a Christian humble in everyday life? So I want to talk about 3 ways in our everyday lives as Christians that we can demonstrate humility. And the first is in our conversations. Yes, in the things that we say. Are we showing humility, or are we showing pride? Am I showing selfishness, or am I showing self-denial? Am I showing putting you first, or am I showing that I'm important and I'm only important, I'm only thinking about myself? And the way that I communicate with my family, with my coworkers, with people even at restaurants. Do I show the waiter at the restaurant that I go to that I'm humble, or am I mean and nasty to them in the way I order my food, in the way I speak to them? So in our everyday lives, be considerate of, are you demonstrating humility, or are you showing yourself as someone who's selfish and prideful?
I'm not selfish. I just want to go home.
The second thing that I want you to think about in your everyday life where you can show humility is in your success. Yes, as Christians, there's certain things that God wants to give to us. There's certain wins that we get, right? That God shows up. We might get a raise that we didn't see coming. That the only reason we got it, we can see, is God, right? And everybody else can see that too. But in that situation, are you showing other people that you are deserving of that and you are thankful and you're praising God and giving him the honor and the glory and just the credit for what's going on, and not lifting yourself up. I'm so good, they gave it to me because nobody can do it like me. Am I doing that? Or am I saying that God blessed me and I'm so thankful for it and I want to continue to serve the way I was and even be of service at the next level too, right?
Glad to be of service.
That's what you want to do. You want to, in your success, show that you're thankful and that you're still humble and that it wasn't just you. It was God that also did it, right? And God probably did all of it and you weren't really that great. So even in that success, when you have more money, you have a nicer car, a bigger house, you've reached a station in life you never thought you were going to be at, are you going back to still serve, to help other people, to lend a hand, or have you decided you're too great, you've gone too far, you've come too far to go back down to be amongst the peasants and the people that are beneath you? Right? So we don't want to do that with our success. We want to show humility with our success and still be one that denies ourselves and serves others. So the third and last thing I want to share with you is being humble in your shortcomings or your failures. That I'm telling you, most people are so proud they won't tell you when they're wrong. They won't apologize. They won't say that I messed up, let me make it right, let me fix where I have caused harm. That pride keeps you from doing that. And that's not self-denial. That's not humility. That's not any characteristic or virtue or spirit or fruit of a spirit that God wants you to have. God wants you to show humility even when you're wrong and when you fail. That means even showing humility when no one knew that you failed or you had a shortcoming. That in our culture, in our modern context, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, we always put the things that are going well. We always put the things that are great. And we paint this picture and give this schema to other people about us that we're just so great, we're doing so well, we have so much money, our marriage and relationships are here, that, oh, I'm living the picture perfect movie magazine life. And that's not really where we're at.
Stop lying to us.
Now, you don't gotta tell all your business, but you should be honest and say, when you post these pictures, say, I started here and I'm going here. So as those people come behind us and those that are watching us, especially as Christians, they can see there was a journey and there was also a help that you had from God. And it wasn't just that you're now here and then you never failed, but oh yeah, I tried, I failed, but in that failure, I grew. I got better. I developed myself. So now I'm at a different position and this is why it is this way now. So we want to show people that as well with our shortcomings and our failures. So thank you for coming and spending time with us today as we talked about Christian humility. Hey, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you know when our videos are coming out. Also, if you haven't done so already and you're still here, I feel like you liked it, so smash that like button. And until next time, have faith, be safe, and we'll see you soon.